Hello everyone, and welcome to this special video to say thank you for helping the channel reach 900 subscribers. 100 more away and then we're at 1k. That's rather weird, isn't it? And I feel like doing something different. Most of the time, in the past, when I hit a certain milestone for subscribers, I just feel like doing a little thank you video and explaining what I'm going to do. But today, I just thought, well, with 900 people, I might as well just talk about the backstory behind my channel. Now, this idea did not come originally by me. In fact, a good friend of mine called Cowham64, yeah, me. No, Harry TM12 came up with the idea because he basically said to me, maybe you could talk about who inspired you for LPing and that, and then suddenly nostalgia just came over me and I thought, oh my god, wow, it's all come back to me now, so this will be an absolutely fantastic time for me to tell you all about what life was like before Cowham64. And you know what, just for a laugh, I'm actually just going to call this one 900. Link in this is going to be known as 900, and that is how it shall be. And you might be asking, why am I playing Ocarina of Time of all things? Admittedly, my first ever LP on my channel was The Legend of Zelda The Minish Cap for the Game Boy Advance, and that was back in 2012, August 5th to be precise. However, before that, I did LPs for fun. Like, I would occasionally just record them here and there on my iPod Nano. And the very first game I remember that I just used to record all the time, every day or so, and just, you know, for fun and show all my friends at school. Like, this was before I even considered uploading to YouTube, was Ocarina of Time. But not even Ocarina of Time on the N64. I'm talking Ocarina of Time on the 3DS. That was actually the first Zelda game I ever played in my whole entire life, and it got me, oh man, so much into the series, and I still love Zelda to this day, what can I say? So, Ocarina of Time 3D holds a special place in my heart, and I just remember, back then, when I used to watch LPs, the very first person that I discovered was Chugga Conroy, and back then, I didn't even know what Let's Plays were, and when I say back then, I'm talking back in around 2011. I remember there was a day where I was just looking up this game called Luigi's Mansion. I was looking up a walkthrough to it because I was really curious about the game, because my friend at school known as Luke told me all about it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to look up about this and see what it is. And I came across this video called Luigi's Mansion, Episode 1. I clicked on it, and there was this guy talking. It was weird, but I became interested. Every time he started the video, he said, "Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy." And I thought, what? Because I'd never heard of Let's Playing before. I always thought it was so bizarre just to look at a video and hear this guy talking over the top. And I, just the next day when I went over to Luke and I looked up Luigi's Mansion, but I found this weird person who was talking over the top of it. It was like, weird person, what do you mean? I don't know, it's like, he was talking over the game while he was playing it, and every time he started off, he's, you know, came up with this weird catchphrase going, "Hey everybody, it's blah here," and he's like, "Is that Chugga Conroy by any chance?" And I was like, who? Who's Chugga Conroy? And it was like, you were watching Chugga Conroy, seriously? And from that day, guys, that is when Let's Plays was discovered in my book. Like, I then decided to watch the rest of the LP, where Chugga Conroy was doing Luigi's Mansion. And then from there, I just became interested in Chugga Conroy as a whole. He then decided to do The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, and that was the very first time I looked at that game, and I was like, wow, this is absolutely incredible. And then I looked at all the other LPs that he did, like Wind Waker, and Paper Mario, and all kinds of other stuff, and just, you know, I became interested in the Let's Playing community as a whole. And then I discovered other cool people along the years, known as Clement J642, who's now nowadays known as Clement J64. As well as other people like Josh Jepson, Attacking Toucans, and just all these other people. And I just became really interested in Let's Playing as a whole. Hello 900, wake up! Brilliant, I should have called it 9,000 actually, that would have been perfect. Memes galore. But yeah, that's pretty much the origination to how I discovered like Let's Players in general. And while I was watching them, I thought, you know, this looks really fun, I'm gonna try it one day myself. And so I did. I didn't really get up to the level or so of what they were doing, you know, like buy a capture card, a decent mic and that. I literally made do of the equipment that I had at the time, okay? And that was basically use an iPod Nano, and my voice hadn't broken yet, so it was high as freaking anything. And because the TV was up so high and I had no capture card, what I would literally do, right, is grab a whole bunch of Wii games, or books, or whatever, you know, something flat, stack them from the bottom of the floor all the way to the top, and have a TV remote placed on top, and then rest my iPod Nano on it that way and record the screen, just so then it can record the gameplay and capture my voice. Yes, it was a bad thing to do, but it was my first time Let's Playing. I didn't really care, considering the fact that I wasn't even uploading videos at that time. I would just literally record all of these episodes for fun. And one of the ones I did actually admittedly start with, even though I am playing through Ocarina of Time at the minute, was Super Mario Galaxy, but that was literally only for like around 2 episodes in, and then I just got bored of the game. I chose to do Super Mario Galaxy because Galaxy was and still is actually, a big part of my childhood when it comes to gaming, because I remember getting that on the day of release in 16th of November, I think it was, of 2007. Blimey, that takes me back. And so I just thought, you know, it might be a good idea to do an LP of Super Mario Galaxy that way. And I started it. It was very weird, but I had lots of fun. In fact, here's basically just an overview of what the setup used to look like with all the books and whatnot. You know, that's just basically an example of what it was like. I mean, I would try to set up exactly how it was, but we're talking 2011. Of course, the rooms have changed about ever since then, and I'm not going to set all that up just to show you exactly what it was like putting all the TVs in place and all that, but still.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii. And in this episode we're going to be going onwards to... I can't remember what it's called, but let's just talk this tone right here. Here's a letter from Princess Peach. Dear Mario, I'm in a faraway place, but I'm alright because you're coming to rescue me. I hope this gift will come in handy. Princess Peach included 5 1-up mushrooms in her letter. Would you like them now? Yeah, I don't see why not. That'll be better. Aw, even when she's kidnapped, the princess is so thoughtful. Well, come see me next time there's a mail delivery. Okay, cool, so with that out of the way, I guess we're onwards to one of the observatories, and going to one of the levels, as far as I'm aware. To be honest, I don't know. This is the first time I'm doing like an LP, so give me a chance, alright? God, that was bloody horrible.
But now, we move on to the main one, okay? After doing videos of Super Mario Galaxy 2, I just thought... And I think this is at the beginning of, like, 2012. I started off doing LPs of Ocarina of Time 3D, where I would literally just record Ocarina of Time 3D with my iPod Nano and everything, just for a laugh. And people at school look at me and think I'm really weird. Basically, because my style of commentary, when I first started doing that, oh god, that was freaking horrible. I would try to show you video evidence of all this stuff that I'm talking about. But you see, the problem is, it was on my iPod Nano, and I deleted that back then because I had no way of storing it onto another device, so unfortunately, they do not exist anymore. If I really had it, I would show it, and I would cringe like mad. That's for sure. But still. I mean, I do kind of like looking back at the nostalgia for this, though, because it really does make me feel nostalgic looking back when I first used to just do silly little LPs and the iPod here and there. And I don't know, man, it's a nice throwback. It's really nice to have some nostalgic time with games and just everything in general, like even TV shows. It's just, you know, it's a grand old time, really. Also, I do sometimes struggle to find like 40 rupees in this area, we'll be honest. It's actually been a long time since I played Ocarina of Time and stuff on here, so I might be a bit shook up in places trying to realize what the hell I'm supposed to do. Except one thing I do know that I do like to do on this is ignore what she's talking about and get 40 rupees a lot faster by just going in and out of this place, considering there are also 5 rupees behind here, which makes this a bit more convenient. Now, even though I did talk about I used to record Ocarina of Time 3D on the 3DS back in the day or so, Here's basically just a little overview of what it used to look like.
Okay, so I've ran into a little bit of an issue. While I do still own Ocarina of Time 3D, let me just open up the case for a second. The problem is, it's missing, and I've been trying to have a look around the place, and I just cannot seem to find it. So I think the game that got me into LPing and liking Zelda in general has now just gone forever, so that's rather saddening, isn't it? But anyway, so I guess for now then, all you can really deal with is A Link Between Worlds, really, because I sadly don't have the copy with me. But I suppose it's still Zelda at the end of the day, right? So, there you go. God damn it.
So I basically had my Kid Icarus Uprising stand placed in front of the camera, or in other words my iPod Nano, and then I would have the 3DS placed on top of it, and my hands would be wrapped around it, and I would zoom in the camera as close as I could to the screen and record it that way, just so that then I could capture both my voice and everything. Yes, again, it's a really bad and terrible setup, but it was the best thing I could do at the time, you know? So I just had to make do with it. I mean, I was happy with it. I didn't really blimmin' care, man. I recorded up to around, around maybe 16, I believe, recalling to this day, episodes of Ocarina of Time. I was just having that much fun with it. And I would just continue and continue and continue and just, I absolutely loved it. And I would do this for a while with just like silly games here and there. But then, suddenly, I just had a sudden break from it all. And that's when the Calham 64 channel just decided to come along. Now, originally, when I actually started the channel, it was just going to be known as the name Calham, without the 64 at the end, because Calham was always a nickname that I got given when I was around with my mates. Like, they always used to call me Calham and stuff, and I don't know, it's just stuck with me. I even used it as my name for my Flipnote Studio profile, when I used to use Flipnote Studio a lot back on the DSi, which was really cool. But when I tried to sign up for YouTube, they told me that, oh sorry, that name already exists. And during the time of 2013, during the time of 2012, because that's when Calham 64 existed and whatnot, my favourite console at the time was the Nintendo 64. So I just thought it would be a good idea to name myself after my favourite system. And that's pretty much why I decided to, I know why, I need to actually equip my sword. There we go. Yes. That's why I decided to just call myself Calham 64, because it was basically a reflection of my favourite system, and I don't know, it just had a nice ring to it, really. And then, from that day forth, things changed here and there. And yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say about the backstory or so of the nostalgic side of things. I hope this has been somewhat interesting, really, and maybe it inspired you in places, I suppose, for people who want to get into Let's Playing, because I'm basically just saying, at the very start, if you're doing Let's Plays for the first time, you don't have to invest in all this fancy-pantsy equipment and whatnot. You don't need a capture card or a decent mic. You mainly have to just make do with the equipment that you have and just build skills from it. Because the problem is, you might not even enjoy Let's Playing and stuff. You might buy all this equipment and all this really high-tech stuff, but because you're at beginner level, it wouldn't work. That sort of thing needs to be required more for when you gain more experience and you move on. I mean, that's how I started anyway, and that's something I'd recommend. But yeah, I've been rambling on a bit too long or so, because this has been going on for like 13 minutes. I hope this has been somewhat interesting, and I really could not think of anything else to do for a 900 subscriber special here and there. So I hope it has been somewhat enjoyable. I mean, it's been nostalgic for me. I hope it's been somewhat appealing in places. And once again, guys, thank you very much for 900 subscribers. Literally, like 100 more and then we're at 1k. And believe me, I have plenty of plans for what to do for 1k. And I'm going to reveal that when I hit it, really. I mean, it's pointless talking about it now, isn't it? One thing I can say, though, is I'm currently doing an LP of Banjo-Kazooie for the Xbox 360 and N64. And after that is finished, I will definitely, guys, be doing a blind LP with Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, because oh my god, I am so excited for a blind LP. I've been doing normal LPs now for like 3 times. I've been doing Majora's Mask, Klonoa Door to Phantom Isle, and Banjo-Kazooie. It's about time for me to do a blind LP once more, and that'll be Metroid Prime 2. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and thank you for 900 peeps.